All right. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining in, either on stream or watching later on YouTube. I'm planning on posting this either later today or tomorrow. So today's flight, we're leaving out of Portland, Oregon. We've got some nice fork boy scenery for Oregon. Then we're going to go into Washington State, where we've got the great OrbX scenery. We're going to go direct to the Mount St. Helens waypoint. We're going to fly around Mount St. Helens a little bit, see what we can see. Then we're going to go towards Mount Rainier, and then VFR it so we can get close enough to Mount Rainier. Try to climb a little bit, maybe if we get lucky, summit Mount Rainier in this plane. And then after that, we will go towards Seattle and land at Seattle International KSEA to end our flight. So the weather today is not great in real life. It's actually stormy in real life. I set it to I changed the weather a little bit manually here. Not my favorite thing to do, but I do want to make this flight today, and I figured, well, I will sort of adjust it on the fly. So you guys might have to bear with me a little bit if I have to pause the sim and change it so we can get a little bit of a better VFR experience here today. In the meantime, local time right now is about 6 a.m. And I'm going to actually go ahead and change this. We're not going to do overcast, so I might as well just apply it right now. There's our overcast. Oh, no, it's really not liking, really wanting to go back to overcast. I don't know what's going on there. Let's see if we can. Oh, I know why. I do know why. I believe it's set to pull weather from VATSIM from a few days ago for my plugin. So we'll see if this pops into some weirdness as we're flying. We'll make a few adjustments. You can always edit it out later for people who are watching later. Okay, so let's look at our flight plan here. We've got the Mount St. Helens waypoint in. Good. That's going to take us to Mount St. Helens, and then we will take it off of the GPS and hand fly it a little bit around the volcano. Then white is the closest waypoint I could find to Mount Rainier. Yeah, there's the overcast. Wow. Well, we may have to deal with that for a little bit. Actually, let's go it. I'm going to go offline for one quick second. Actually, here, I'm going to change it to my VR view so you can get a look at what I'm doing here. So let's go into the plugins and speak no weather. I don't know that this is going to fix our problem, actually. Fortunately. Can't make the weather cooperate. Let's just put it on Cirrus and see what happens there. Looks nice. We'll see what happens. Okay, so back to the flight plan. Helens, white, and then we're going to end up in KSEA. I have a flight plan to go up on my iPad in real life down here, so I'm going to use that to track my flight. Well, it is not cooperating with us, so we'll see. This may be just a stormy flight. We may have to direct to Seattle and cancel out, or if it gets too bad, I really don't want to. I don't mind flying in it, and a lot of times it can be fun, but I don't want to stream necessarily just a totally IFR flight today. So I may choose somewhere with a little bit better weather, and use that for our stream today. Okay, I'm going to set my nearest here. We'll squawk VFR right now. Let's check the compass. So we're at about 194. Stay right about there. And let's put in the ATIS. 128.25, 2835. Already loaded in. Let's listen.
Portland INTL information Lima. 1400 Zulu weather. Wind calm, visibility more than 10, rain. Sky conditions 600 broken, 2600 broken, 4600 overcast, temperature 16, dew point 15. Altimeter 3014. Arriving runways 28 right, 28 left, 03, departing runways 28 left, 03. Advise on initial contact you have Lima.
Okay, we've got information in Lima. Departing runways are 28 left and 03. I'm going to take 03 because that takes us closer to where we want to be going northbound. Which means, if I look here at my map that unfortunately you guys cannot see right now, that means I'm going to taxi Alpha to Echo to Echo 6. Okay. So let's make a turnaround here. Yeah, rainy and overcast. You know, not great. I gotta say, a little bit bummed. It says that overcast layer is at about 4,500, I believe. That's what they were saying. That's what the ATIS was saying. So that's going to put a damper on our VFR through the mountains, unless we want to just make it really exciting. And I don't know if I'm in the mood for something that quite that terrifying today. But like I said, we'll sort of play it by ear. Here's Alpha, and yeah, that doesn't look like a taxiway. That looks like the runway. Yeah, okay. So we'll just do a little bit of movement here. Okay. This is Echo. No, this is not Echo. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't know what's been going on with my my rudder. It has been quite difficult to turn. I saw some kind of mention of the newest update to X-Plane changing the steering for the Cessna, so I'm guessing that's making it a little bit more realistic. Unfortunately, I don't have rudder pedals yet, so I'm just using the twisting function on my joystick for the most part, and it gets a little bit annoying sometimes, I will admit. But anyway, okay, so now we're on Alpha. We're looking for Echo. We'll keep on this taxiway for a little while. Make sure we don't go too fast, especially with the steering problems. Yeah, so the weather's kind of a bummer. I guess that's just a fact of life with the Pacific Northwest. Unfortunately, life affords certain times that I can stream and certain times that I can't, so I have to sort of make the best out of it. I do have some more Fort Boy scenery out west. So far I have going a little too fast there. So far I have Arizona, Utah, and Nevada, I believe. So it's always nice places to fly VFR. Kind of wanted to do a Sedona trip. So if this really doesn't cooperate with us, and depending on if we have any viewers or not, maybe we'll cancel out. YouTube channel's coming along nicely. Thanks to everybody who's viewed my videos recently. Thanks to everybody who's subscribed and liked. I've got three main categories that I'm putting my YouTube videos into. One is the Twitch streams, things like I'm doing right now, recordings of these types of streams. Another are videos in the style of the one that I just posted yesterday, which are I'm going to call the Flying is Fun series. And those are just kind of like me having a good time flying, maybe some aerobatics, some faster paced music, just sort of like tribute videos, fun little music videos, usually trying to keep them under 5 minutes long. So I've got 2 of those so far. My latest one is not in X-Plane. It's for a VR game that comes with Oculus called Air Car, which is kind of like just a short little demo, but pretty cool Blade Runner type of flying car through a futuristic city experience. Pretty awesome. We got some techno, EDM, whatever you want to call it, going on there in the background, thanks to the great No Copyright Sounds YouTube channel. So that's my second category, and then my third, and what I'm considering, sort of the most important, and the one I'm going to be working the hardest on, is the Facing Fears in VR series, which is all about how I use flight simulators to try to fight my fear of real life flying, which is pretty significant. And over the past year, I've been using sims in order to sort of conquer this fear and educate myself a little bit more about aviation, learn the things that are normal, learn aerodynamics, and just sort of feel like I'm a little bit more empowered, so that I can let the rational side of my brain sort of will take more control over the experience from my irrational side. Anyway, so I've made 2 so far of those types of videos. One is just dealing with something as simple as looking out of the window when you're in an airplane, which, if you have a fear of flying, it can be a daunting thing. And then the second one is about turbulence. It's probably not the only video I'm going to make on turbulence, but it's my first one on turbulence, and almost to 1,000 views right now. I'm very happy about that, and just really happy that some people have been commenting both on YouTube and Reddit that it seems helpful to them. And I'm not a therapist. I'm not professional by any means. I'm just sharing my own personal experiences. And if in the process of doing that, people can get some sort of help out of that, that's wonderful. And if they are entertained, wonderful too. And if they don't like it, that's fine too. All right, so we are lined up. Let's do a final check on our compass here. Probably pretty out of whack. Yes, it is. Let's say about 35 degrees. Okay. 360. So we're gonna put in a due north track to get to that Helena waypoint. Let's take a look at our flight plan. We will put it on GPS. We do have the BTG VOR, which will probably stay with us till we get to about Helena, or Mount St. Helens. Just as backup. Our plan right now is to climb to 1,000 feet on runway heading, and then make left turns for due north heading to pick up the GPS. We will climb to about 7,500 feet. If the weather is just trash and we're not having any fun, at that point we will reassess and maybe see if we can wrestle with the weather, or just cancel the flight altogether and start over somewhere a little bit nicer. In the meantime, I think we're good to go. Fuel status is good. Let's put in some flaps here. We'll just do 1 notch of flaps. Got some rain. Wind isn't too bad. And of course, we're in a sim and it's single player, so there's no traffic, but yeah, we'll look around just for fun. And we're good to go. So I tried recording a little bit yesterday, and I had the weirdest takeoff. Just a crazy takeoff here. So I'm hoping, yeah, this is a lot nicer. There we go, rotate. That was quick. That flap really, notch of flaps really gets you in there. Low clouds right here. I don't know, maybe this is just over Portland and it'll clear up a little bit more. We'll check the weather once we get on autopilot, see what the weather close to Mount St. Helens is looking like. Pull that flaps up. There's the lovely Portland Airport. Passing down there. that one's just stock. Okay, now we are in IMC. Keep an eye on the instruments right now. A little bit too high. Okay. In and out of it, but it's kind of a sucker hole. Just going, our angle's just a little bit too much. So I'm gonna reduce power a little bit here. We passed 1,000, so we'll make our slight left turn to a northbound heading. You can see gray Portland underneath us, but I'm going to keep most of our attention on the instruments for right now. And fly like this for the time being. I'm going to go ahead and turn the landing lights off. Okay. Yeah, that's why you don't do that in VR. Okay. Let's just go ahead and cheat a little bit here. Get on track here, turn our landing lights off, just clean up the plane a little bit. We are 2,000, so we're not going to trim it yet, or sorry, we're not going to lean it yet. But sometimes with those lights and the manipulator, it's just annoying. I shouldn't really complain because Xplane's done a really awesome job of implementing VR here. And, it's a challenge to get everything, especially on the plane. And they've got this great function that I've bound to one of my flight stick keys, which lets you disappear your yoke. And I should have been doing that. Just a little bit of personal laziness on my part that we had that little job, but everything's going fine. We've got a little bit of visibility here. I wouldn't say it's the most beautiful day, but it's a little bit of fun conditions. So if it keeps up like this, maybe we'll keep up with it. I don't know. In the meantime, let's do just a quick check on our map right here. We're going direct to Helens. Inside airspace, yeah, in real life, I'm sure there will be a lot more ATC coordination, a lot more following of the rules. One of the advantages that we're taking advantage of right now is the ability to sort of just fly it how we want to fly it. I figure I'm gonna, in my journey, in my sort of, I don't want to say journey, I'm just learning about flight simulators. I've sort of decided to do stick and rudder, learn everything about the plane first, and then I'll work on ATC and airspace and things like that. So I'm still in that sort of, I've got my security blanket on, although I have flown a few times on VATSIM, and I am learning about some of the regulations for what type of airspace you should be flying in, some of the different technical aerodynamic aspects. We can bump our rate of ascent a little bit more here. So that would be now I can't remember the acronym for that, but maximum rate of ascent. So basically what I'm doing is forget you guys don't live in my head with me. What I'm doing here is knowing that the optimal climbing rate is about 75 knots, although I like to keep it to about 80 just to be on the safe side. Knowing that, I'm sort of putting my vertical speed so we hit that speed marker. We don't have we're doing about 2,300 RPM, so we're not full power. I don't know if that's advisable in real life, and if you guys have any feedback on that, I'd love to hear it. But my thinking is right now I'm going to set my vertical speed so that we hit that 75 knot. Let's slow it down a little bit. There we go. Or speed it up a little bit in terms of our speed and reduce vertical speed. So yeah, so we're trying to hit that 75 knot mark and climb as much as we can by hitting that. So at about 700 feet per minute with almost 90%, I'd say about 90% power. That's kind of the sweet spot right now. Like I said, we're going to climb to about 7,500. I think most of our track right now is eastbound between 0 and 180 on the compass. Although right now, technically we're not. Let's see, so I don't really, I guess 7,500 might not have been the best idea because we do have a large portion that's going westbound. That's our last leg from Mount Rainier to Seattle. We are in total IMC right now, in the rain, 3 degrees Celsius, dew point, I think it was like 17 and 17 or something like that, temperature and dew point. One thing that we forgot to do that's important is to lean out our mixture. So this is going to affect our climbing ability, so we have to keep an eye on that speed, on that airspeed indicator. Yeah, it's starting to go down, and let's go ahead and put it to 500 feet per minute. Okay, nice and trimmed, level flight, passing 5,700 to 7,500, breaking out of the clouds here and there. See some mountains. That's why we want to go high, and that's why VFR in this weather probably won't be a thing. They're just going to get too close, and when we get to Mount Rainier, if it's still like this, we'll just go ahead and stop it. Looks like it's clearing up a little bit. Maybe that's just wishful thinking, but that looks clear. Wow, it's like it heard me say it. So look at that out there. Wow, that is beautiful. Sort of cloud surfing right now. That's just a ton of fun. I'll take a little sip of coffee offline here. Just finished watching, before I started streaming up here, I just finished watching Citation Max's latest video. He's filming himself flying around with his mom. It's just, just always a pleasure watching that guy's videos. I got into aviation fairly late, this year. It's really been it, but man, I have just fallen in love completely. So as a result, I haven't been following Citation Max that much, but I'm aware that it streams as well, and I think that's pretty cool, especially for someone like me who likes to sim and see him sort of living his dreams both in simulators and then in real life is pretty fun to watch. And he's just a pleasant guy, it seems like. So if you get a chance, definitely check out his channel. His latest video, he's flying with his mom. He's got a great video from the summer of him and Premier One driver flying up to Osh together, and just really, I want him to make a movie out of it, or like a Netflix series, like a buddy comedy with Citation Max and Premier One driver, because it's just a ton of fun to watch them together, and two great pilots talking, sharing stories, and enjoying the flight. So yeah, we are in our Cessna. Right now it is the REP Reality Expansion Pack Cessna 172. We've got the old school red livery going on, rocking that out right now. A few modifications here. We've got my call sign tail number, got my family picture right there, And then, of course, right now we're rocking out the Oculus Dash pinned window for the stream chat, in case we get a viewer. It may not happen. Definitely not streaming at this hour, but like I said, I have a little bit of time to do it right now, and I'm gonna take advantage of that, viewers or not. But yeah, the weather's clearing up quite nicely. Pretty happy with our decision to continue so far, at least. We've got, let's see where we are in the real world. Just checking my map and flight plan to go on my iPad. We are in Washington State now, so that should be the OrbX scenery that we're looking at down there. Passed out of Portland. I didn't even realize, I've sad to say, I've never actually been to Portland in real life, so I didn't realize how close it was to the state line with Washington. It's pretty cool. A little bit juddering there. Sorry about that. The weather popping in, plus my I don't know, middle-aged computer. Not even middle-aged. I would say he's in his 20s. He's finding himself. But sometimes, wow, we made a big mistake here, talking too much, and we just went way too high. But I'm going to go with that, and I'm going to go ahead and clear us to 8,500, just a little bit above these clouds, and it'll be a nice little, won't be quite as crazy, sort of trying to make our ascent to Mount Rainier once we get there. So let's go ahead and clear us to 8,500. We're still on autopilot here. Maybe I'll hand fly in a few minutes just to have a little bit of fun, but so far estimated time is 13 minutes 30 seconds to the Mount St. Helens. I don't know why that messed me up yesterday, calling it Helena all the time. I ended up calling it Helena, and I put Helena in there, doing a little practice run for this flight, and I ended up started to go towards like Helena, Montana, or something. I don't know where. So yeah, definitely good to be precise, both in how you're referring to something, and in how you're, putting it into your flight plan. Pretty important. So definitely, it goes to show you how being careful is, just so important. Being precise is so important to these things. A small mistake like that, one letter off. Real life. Fortunately, I caught it, almost instantaneously. I'm like, why is my track due east? Why am I going towards Montana when I should be going north? So it wasn't crazy, but hey, in the real world, that type of mistake could be fatal. Not paying attention to the little details could be a big deal. Okay, so we are steady at about 8,500 feet. I don't know if we have any ATIS here. Portland's probably still the closest ATIS. And we're still in sort of like I don't know if this is part of the general Bravo. I'm still learning how to read sectional, so I'm not sure. I'm seeing something here. I wish I could show it to you. I'm gonna have to figure out how I can get maybe a separate camera on this so you can see what I see. But anyway, my point is that I see some sort of like a shaded red line here that usually feels like it's a Bravo. Some sort of airspace notification. I don't know. Doesn't look like it's a MOA. Yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway, we're getting closer. We should be passing some lakes down below us and some rivers, although we are entering into a little bit of a little cloudy situation again, unfortunately. Mount St. Helens itself looks like there's a 8,300 feet peak there for Mount St. Helens, so we're going to want to keep our eye out for what type of conditions we'll be in. We can continues like this, we may want to climb a little bit more. Let's go clear ourselves another 1,000 feet, instead of 500 feet. Got some rain going on. We're not in freezing temps yet, so I'm going to leave the pitot heat off right now. Hopefully that's the right call. We'll just keep a close eye on our instruments right now, as we are in this sort of like pseudo IMC conditions going through the clouds here. So 7 minutes and 57 seconds to the Helens waypoint for Mount St. Helens. That's going to take us north of the mountain itself, and then we are going to track northeast towards Mount Rainier. Actually towards the White waypoint, and once we hit White, which is south east of Mount St. Helens, Mount Rainier, we will direct to KSEA, and that's going to take us about by Mount Rainier. You'll see it passing on our right-hand side, and if we get good enough weather, we'll do a little bit of fun VFR flying. So I think kind of the sunk cost fallacy, if anybody knows what that is, if you guys know what that is, we've put enough time into it already that don't really want to restart everything in another city with another flight. So I'm going to keep up with this, even if we have kind of somewhat shitty IMC conditions. I don't know if I can curse on Twitch, but I just did. I'll try to keep that to a minimum. We're a little bit, don't really like our, there we go. Yeah, just a little bit high on the RPMs right there. I don't know exactly. Sorry, I don't know exactly the best EGT we'll be looking for. I've seen different things, like you trim it out or you lean it out till the engine almost sputters out, and then you just push it back in a little bit. I've seen that. I've seen it needs to be about halfway on the Cessna, kind of where it's at right now. That white dial right there. So I'm looking at the rest of my temperatures right now. Oil temp and pressure are good. I've got suction. My electrical, my amps look good. Instruments overall look fine. No warning lights. So for our IMC little journey, I think we're okay. That could be it right there. That big outline, I feel like that might be Mount St. Helens. Yeah, that's a little unfortunate. I wonder if we get any closer, if we can. Let's, this isn't real life. Let's just see. Switch over to heading for a minute. Actually, let's just have some fun. Let's hand fly for a minute. Okay. I'm pretty sure this is Mount St. Helens right here, yeah. That's definitely what it's looking like. Alright, so we're going to bypass the Helens waypoint altogether. Although this, maybe it's just a trick of the weather. My map is telling me that Mount St. Helens peak is 8365. We're at 8500, and that looks taller than us right now. It definitely does. So I don't know. That weather's popping in. Oh, getting better. A little better. Alright. If our sim doesn't crash here. My goodness. Okay. Well, I'm liking this weather situation right now. A little cloudy kind of mountain peaks. It's kind of like the stereotypical shots of the Andes. It's pretty cool. Beautiful area around here. Okay. There's our, we're going to go up and we're going to just go right up to 9,000 as we do this. It's a little bit too close for my comfort. And we may have, made a bad choice right there. Alright. So in that case, let's just go back to Helen's. Yeah, we're gonna just keep climbing to about 9,000 as we do this here. Kind of a weird feeling being totally in IMC, being only about 500 feet above a fairly significant mountain, and just losing sight of it entirely. Definitely not something you would do in real life, ever, ever, ever. But, you know, we're in a sim, we can afford to be have a little bit of fun with it. And I'm going to actually go up to 9,500 just to see if we can clear this cloud layer. I don't know if it's going to be successful, but that's what we're going to try. Wow, that's a shame. We were so close to it. I feel like it was just in our grasp, but just couldn't quite make that, unfortunately. So, all right. Next time, just give us an opportunity to do it again next time. Yeah. I'm just keeping on hand flying it for right now. Yeah, my chart is telling me we're pretty good on altitude, but I just want to be prepared in case there's any other craziness. Just keeping a good eye on my instruments here. Should not be getting into the sucker hole, which is what I was doing, which is trying to look out the window as much as I can to see if I notice anything. I will notice it when it clears up. Looks like we're approaching a little bit, but I gotta just keep focusing. Rising 9,500. Cleared a little bit of this junk. Getting close to the hole in a waypoint. Well, we're gonna start our turn. I'm gonna just clear us. Keep going up, clear us to about 10,000. There's to 10,000, not about. A little bit more, let's trim it up. There she is. There's Mount St. Helens. Look at that blown out cone. That is crazy. Alright, I'm feeling a little bit better about this situation. We are going to go back on GPS. And go ahead and set this climbing profile. Whoa, that's not what we want. Well, that is what we want actually, yeah. Alright. You know, I don't... Alright. Yeah, so there's Mount St. Helens down there. We are on GPS. Okay, we're fine there. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a better view here, hugging 10,000. I think our service, our ceiling is 13,000 in the Cessna 172, so maybe we'll go to about 12. Get out of all this junk and give us a chance to see Mount Rainier when we get there. But yeah, Mount St. Helens, look at that. You can sort of just see how that whole cone, when it exploded, it just took that side of the mountain just completely off. And I imagine you did not want to be anywhere around here when that blew. That is crazy. That valley down there, I don't know if, I'm not a geologist, I have no idea if that's just lava flow or what, but, you can imagine it, right? Like, boom, lava. All the way, just sliding down there, sliding down there, sliding down there. I think there's a lake down there too. Yeah, right there, if you can see there. Right in the middle. I think that's called Spirit Lake, if I'm not mistaken, and I've seen some famous pictures of, whoa, okay. Gotta pay attention. Almost stalled out there. Again, talking too much, not paying attention. And we were too high for this this liberal of an ascent of a going up. So, all right. Let's keep an eye on it. Fortunately, that engine sound sort of started to freak me out a little bit. And I looked back before it was too late and we stalled out, but yeah, it's a good, I feel like every time I start to gawk a little bit, every time I think everything's fine, the plane gives me a good lesson on why that's not a good idea. So just not quite getting the performance that I want right now. We're going up at about 400 feet a second, passing 60 knots. So really want to be a little bit, actually, a decent amount faster, about 50 knots faster. Engine working pretty hard right now. Try to get to that 1200 number. So yeah, look at that, and oh man, there's that lake down there. I don't know if you can see that on the stream, but that reflection right down there's the lake. Just some beautiful scenery down there. We're at -3 right around here, so definitely if we hit any clouds or precipitation, we're going to turn that pitot heat on now. Just loving that view. Man, oh man. Definitely happy with this OrbX shooter. That is for sure. So on our course to White, ETA 16 minutes, approaching 1,200 feet, approaching 12,000 feet, flight level 120, it's still 12,000 below. I won't say the flight levels until I think it's after 18,000. And getting ready to hit that hold and change our configuration just a little bit. There we go. There's our 12,000 feet. Aiming for about 2350 on the RPMs. And we will see what we need to do with the rest of it. But in the meantime, let's just say goodbye to Mount St. Helens. Appreciate the awesome power of that thing. And we aren't off. We're back on course, direct to WHYTE waypoint. I'm just looking offline right now, and you are unfortunately. Look at that! I just can't stop looking at the scenery. Just beautiful right there. Okay, so I'm gonna. See if I can adjust my camera a little bit. Alright, back in IMC. The plan right now takes us through some mountains. It looks like our tallest is about 5,900 for White, so we'll go on that. And then the Mount Rainier situation is 14,000. So, in this weather, how it's been today, I'm not going to try to push it. We're going to keep White to KSEA. It's going to keep us to the left of Mount Rainier, below that peak. And just go direct to KSEA. that'll probably, I'd say about a half an hour after we got flight. Should leave us enough IRL time for me to do the rest of the things I have to do with my day after I finish this flight. So 12,000 feet, cruising at a little bit high on the RPMs. Let's pump it down just a little bit, but we are slow. I guess the piston engine doesn't really like this altitude as much. Unless I'm just doing something wrong with sort of the RPMs and the trimming, I don't know, or the leaning. Saying the wrong thing there. But I'd like to be at like 110, and it just doesn't feel like that. You know, one thing we can do, we're at 12,000, so let's do 12,000 at -3. Let's say about there. So once we break out of this area, we would be about, wow, our ground speed's actually pretty darn good. 137 across the ground. So, yeah, I guess that makes sense. This is, our indicated airspeed is a lot lower, but our true airspeed, we're probably at like 105, 110 knots, and then our ground speed's 138. Not half bad, actually. So, forget everything I said. We're doing just fine. So, 8.5 minutes from waypoint. I'm gonna take a little bit of coffee here. Just really happy about how the scenery's looking. Really happy about this plane. I'm also very excited to get the TBM 900, the hot start TBM 900, in about a month here. So I'm looking forward to just jumping in head first and learning everything I can about that. I've been watched a few videos where a few YouTube videos. Of course, Steve-O on Knievo and his TBMs. Just really seems like a great plane to fly, and then watching some other people flying it. X-Plane, Jeff Fabignano does a great job showing it off, and lots of other people as well. So definitely excited about that. Should be checking that out about a month from now. In the meantime, I'm going to keep flying the rep. Just heard some awesome news yesterday, September 12th update for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, as it's being called. Sign up for the Insider program, sign up for the alpha test, so we've got fingers crossed here. Of course, I imagine they're going to be pretty strict, so I don't even know if I can say I got in, if I did get in, if I ever get in. But privately, I'm excited about that, and publicly, I'm excited about the eventual release, and hoping it's VR compatible, so I can get up in the air with that and stream some awesome streams. Still have a soft spot for X-Plane. I mean, I feel like talking about it in some ways it's cheating on X-Plane, so I will say that the simulator has really ignited my love of aviation, and I can't thank the developers enough for all the attention and detail they put in, all the work they do to maintain communication with the community, and of course all the enthusiasts out there like me who put their time and energy into making cool sceneries, cool planes, really enjoying this whole thing. So definitely super happy about that. I think what we're if we could see down there through the clouds, there's a little bit of a valley there that I've landed at before. There's a gravel strip down there and a little bit of a settlement. But right now our waypoint's taking us to WHYT. Then we're going to track northwest, passing Mount Rainier on our way to Seattle. So if you're just joining us, what started as a VFR flight has quickly turned into a sort of mixed IFR-VFR situation. Try to do some nice sightseeing in the Pacific Northwest, Oregon, and Washington State. Washington using that OrbX scenery and just loving some of the mountains here when we can see them. We're hoping that at about 12,000 feet we'll be able to get some nice views of Mount Rainier when we get close enough. And then again, it could end up being something like this, and we sort of have to deal with this kind of instrument flying, which under a lot of conditions is, just a lot of fun to do for me. I don't know how much fun it is to watch, but, we'll do the best we can and pray that the weather gods favor us and give us some nice views. We got some great views of Mount St. Helens as we were going by, so I'm hoping that will continue. Here, sort of in the early morning hours here in Washington State. A little bit of had some rain, had some overcast conditions when we were taking off. Started to clear up a little bit, but we've been doing some cloud surfing and just some sort of, as I described it earlier, feeling like we're flying through the Andes in South America. Just these sort of misty mountains, pretty cool. In the REP Cessna 172 right now, liking it a lot. So far, just trying to learn a little bit more about real plane would handle, and just trying to fly it as gently as I can. Still have a ton to learn, of course, but I'm enjoying every step of the way. So if you're joining us, thanks a lot for watching. You can also check me out on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. Mainly YouTube's the big one. It's fearfreeflight on YouTube. I've got a lot of videos up, both sort of aviation, flight sim, tribute videos, and then also the main theme of my channel and stream and all those things is dealing with my real life fear of flying through using a flight sim. So I've got several videos up about that, where I do some narration on different topics. So far I've got two specific ones that I've narrated. One is about something that's, believe it or not, difficult to deal with when you've got a fear of flying, which is just looking out the window on a commercial jet. I used to love looking outside of the airplane window when I was younger. Never had a problem with flying until just one day it sort of clicked in my head, which is super weird, but I've been dealing with it ever since. And one of the things that I try to do to deal with it is load up a flight in VR, like in the Zebo mod, take it up to cruising level, and sit as a passenger. Look out the window, practice what it feels like to be a passenger. And a lot of times I'll load my actual flights that I'm going to take in real life, and also do practice runs of those beforehand so that I get the feel for, it's not exactly perfect one-to-one, but get the feel for the length of the flight and maybe what some of the terrain is going to look like out of the window and things like that. So one video on looking out the airplane window. I have another video which is a more recent one, and that's about dealing with turbulence and what turbulence is from a limited perspective, and some ways that I deal with it, and I practice in VR for real life situations. So please check out the YouTube channel. It's fearfreeflight, all one word. There are links in my bio, and you can also Google it or just pop that right into the YouTube search and you'll find the channel. Appreciate all the views and appreciate all the interaction I've been getting online and the feedback. If you have anything that you'd like to see me cover, either on stream or in a video, please don't hesitate to leave your feedback there. Whatever means you want. You can also email me at fearfreeflight@gmail.com. That's fearfreeflight@gmail.com. So we are about 30 seconds from the white waypoint at 12,000 feet. Ground speed at about 148 knots. RPM's a little bit high. I'm going to ease back just a tiny bit on that. Through this, as we make this turn, just above the clouds here, we are hoping to be passing Mount Rainier in, I'd say about 5 to 10 minutes. And we should be seeing it on the right-hand side if the weather cooperates. We'll continue on here. And I think it's about time, before we hit Mount Rainier, to start thinking about our landing procedures at KSEA. So I'm going to go offline here to Flight Plan to Go on my iPad and put KSEA Airport. First off, let's check the weather. 170 at 10 knots, so some decent wind. Altimeter 3011, so that's close to where we're at right now. I'm not going to mess with it. We do want to look at some of the procedures here. So 170 at 10. I think that we're looking at ILS runway 16C. Yeah, so let's go ahead and do 16C. Okay, so let's go ahead and load that into our flight plan right now. Procedures here. Select approach. And it's the first one right there. Awesome. Do we want vectors or do we want one of the waypoints? I want a waypoint. I'm going to go in Erica at 5,000. So we're going to take Erica. We're going to load that. We won't activate it till, I guess, after we pass Mount Rainier. That looks like that might be it. I don't know if you can see that popping in on the right-hand side of the screen. Yeah, only like off out of my peripheral vision you can see it right there. I don't know if you can see that. That's funny. Let's see if it pops in when we get a little bit closer. Let's do the VNAV while we're at it. We want to be at 5,000 MSL at Erica. Starting to see it pop in a little bit more. Oh, can't do that. Turn it. Okay. I forgot we have to load it in first. Or we have to activate it first. So there's Mount Rainier. Man, oh man. I think we might need to take a little bit of a closer look. What do you guys think? Yes? Okay. Non-existent viewers? I agree. So let's go ahead and heading it a little bit closer. Keep it off to our right. And I like this track right here. Let's keep going on this one for a little while. Then we will, once we're done with our little sightseeing, we'll activate our approach and start thinking about our landing. Time-wise, hopefully we're still good. Fuel, we're good for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I think 30 minutes is cutting it close, but I think we can do it. So let's just see how this goes. A little bit of a detour here. It's still in the general direction, so probably okay timing-wise. Yeah, and I just love this. I cannot wait to start screen capping this video and throwing some of these pictures up on Instagram. It's just beautiful. I just love it. I will say, as uncomfortable as my recently developed fear of flying has been, I do have to sort of thank my brain here for putting me through that ordeal, because I don't know if I ever would have discovered flight simming in VR if it hadn't been for that sort of desire to overcome it. And ever since I found this, it's just been a blast. I'm sure my wife would probably give a different take on that at times. She has to put up with all the hours in front of or in VR, and all the obsessive talking about aviation and trips to the local municipal airport and everything. But she's very indulgent. So I am super, super happy also with our weather situation right now. Of course, as I say it, I don't want to jinx myself, but just so happy to be able to see this mountain right here, at least while we're looking at it. Beautiful Mount Rainier. Just gorgeous. So my next video, I just posted one yesterday, and that's in the Flying is Fun series, so that was kind of just a cool music video that I did. But my next narrated video, I'm thinking I'm going to do about airplane noises. So dealing with fear of flying, sometimes the different mechanical noises you hear on a flight can be a little freaky. I'm going to talk about what different engine noises mean, flap noises, landing gear. Maybe just do a quick video and demoing some of those things. And then I'm not going to really go into the PA system or flight attendants or any of that thing yet. So those types of noises I'll cover probably in a later video. But for right now, just the mechanical noises, I think it'll be a quick 5-minute video or so talking about that. All the normal types of things that may throw you for a loop when you're flying in real life. Just sort of demystify some of that stuff. So far so good on the time and on the altitude and the weather. I think at this altitude, if I keep this track, now we're in IMC again. I was worried that was going to happen, but as I said, I think if we keep on this track for another few minutes till we intercept that line there, and then we will direct to the approach for KSEA. Instruments looking good. Speed is acceptable. Ground speed got way lower. I don't know. I must have just turned into the wind here. I don't know. Oh, popping back in. Look at that mountain. My gosh. That's just beautiful. Just gorgeous. A little bit better. Look at that. I'm assuming people hike to the top of this thing. I mean, I say it like it's an easy feat. I don't think I could do it, but I know, people see a mountain, they want to climb it. Just a testament to the human spirit, Makes me think of that video or that movie came out last year, free solo movie. The guy who free soloed Yosemite, El Capitan. There we go. That's what I was thinking. And just so daring to the point of just wanting to be kind of mad at the guy, taking your life, you're just risking your life just recklessly. But, you know, on the other hand, you gotta admire it. You gotta admire that spirit of wanting to do something no one has done before, wanting to just achieve perfection and excellence, you know, putting your life on the line for that. So, you know, I would never do it. I would never counsel anybody to do it. I think personally he's got a few screws loose, but nonetheless, it's a pretty gripping documentary, and also knowing that he survives is is pleasant as well. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and activate our approach. I'm going to go direct to area, and we're going to go ahead and put the GPS in. All right, now we're going to do a few things that we need to do for the ILS. Well, actually, first we're gonna gawk a little bit more, and as we gawk, we're going to put our VNav in. Okay, so we got to descend in about 20 minutes. Okay, so let's go ahead and start our clock here for descent. So just keep an eye on that. Check out the beautiful mountain down to our right, the beautiful side mountains and rivers and snow and clouds and everything OrbX has provided for us in this great scenery. Definitely not cheap, but I'd say it was worth it. Holy crap. Well, I just realized something. Going to have to go offline for a little bit. Fortunately, there's no viewers, so it doesn't really matter. I'm going to pause the sim, and we're going to restart from exactly this spot in about 1 hour. Sorry for that. I sort of lost track of something I had to do in real life and just realized it's about to start in about 5 minutes. So glad I recognized that. All right, thanks a lot for watching, and I will be back.